Now, this might not be a thing for you, but many people are saying that they just feel tired, exhausted, and somehow drained. What's going on? It's not lack of sleep, it's just that somehow things feel heavy.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future?
Well, they feel heavy because they are. It's a worrying time, but it's more than that. In our pre-COVID-19 days, we would make dozens of low-impact decisions every day and not think twice about them. Go for coffee in the usual place before I go to work. Sure.
I'll have a decaf coffee.
I'll have a decaf espresso.
I'll have a double decaf cappuccino.
Do you have any decaffeinated coffee ice cream?
I'll have a half double decaffeinated half cap with a twist of lemon.
But now, these low-impact decisions become moral dilemmas to wrestle with. Whether it's deciding who in the household takes a trip to the supermarket to get shopping, whether you're going to take public transport or not, and how and when you can take a walk to get some exercise, we now have to think through the potential implications of many of our everyday actions and decisions in a way we've never had to before because of how they could affect others. Let's take the example of going to the supermarket.
I took her to a supermarket.
A few weeks ago, you would probably have made the trip without a second thought. But it's no longer that simple. If you leave your home to go to the supermarket, a public place where everyone is touching everything from food to trolleys to money, it could put you in contact with the virus if someone coughs or sneezes near you or something you touch. Of course, there's a concern over whether you'll get infected, but beyond that, we now have to consider whether we could then unknowingly pass the virus on to someone else at the store, on the bus, or in our own homes, and then whether that person will pass it along to others, and so on and so on. We're now, in many ways, thinking about things that we wouldn't previously have reflected on. The chain of causality has always been there, but now it's become important for us to be more reflective about the multiple layers of complex causality and the real scope of our decision making. As much as we'd like to believe that we're all lone wolves who can fend for ourselves and prioritise our own best interests, in reality that's never how it works. It's a complete fiction to think that we're not already deeply connected to one another. We always have been. It's just that the consequences now have been made very real in a different way. And because of that, even our most simple actions and decisions can now have moral consequences that impact someone else's life and health potentially very significantly. So, the tiredness and weight you are feeling is called moral fatigue. And I can confirm what you're already experiencing. It's exhausting, but it's sneaky too. You experience it without recognizing the added burden that you're carrying. There seems to be more at stake in terms of these everyday decisions, both for ourselves, our loved ones, and others around us. We're just not used to having to consider severe possible consequences resulting from normally everyday errands and tasks. The added strain and effort on the one hand is unpleasant, and our lives are now more complicated. On the other hand, it's potentially a very good thing because the alternative is to live the usual oblivious life where we don't recognize our interdependence. So what can you do? Well, talking with supportive friends and family can be really helpful in terms of processing feelings, normalizing fears and doubts, and talking through decision making. But break it up and take things one day at a time. Anxiety has a way of making everything feel super urgent and that things must happen right now. We are all connected, which is why I thank you for carrying the burden of making decisions to help us to eliminate COVID-19. Keep thinking. Keep up your physical distancing. Act as if you have the virus and you help to keep yourself, your loved ones, and everyone safe. Go well, New Zealand. I'm still not going anywhere.